Hey, Scott Jordan here, and it's Thursday, May 7th, 2020, and this is your COVID-19 update. First off, I want to thank our employees again, as I have done in the previous videos. They're just working so hard and getting amazing amount of product out the door and getting it to our distributors, who in turn are getting it to the end users. So really feel great about all we've accomplished in the last couple months as far as the thousands and thousands of gallons of product we've made. So thanks very much. And also thanks very much for all the people that have sent me emails and called and thanked me for the videos that we've been doing and the transparency we've been trying to put out there about what our situation is and where we are as far as producing product and the issues involved with it. So thank you again for all your nice comments, and we'll keep doing this for the time being. I know the government's going to kind of tail off their COVID press conferences. I think it's a little soon for us, but stay with us. We'll keep it up for at least a few more weeks until I see some real definite change in all the various pieces of the puzzle. So let me give you a production update. The quat allocations are kicking in for May, because we're now in May. Problem we have is when we get our allocation numbers, one, we don't even know if we're going to get what we're being told we're going to get, and then two, we're not sure. So if the allocation's for May and we're told we're going to get X thousand pounds of whatever, is it coming at the beginning of May or is it coming at the very end of May? So that's another piece of the puzzle that we're not 100% sure about, and it's not anything that's nailed down. I think we've talked about it in the past. There's three major quad suppliers: Mason/Pilot, Stepan, and Lonza. And each one's a little bit different. Mason Pilot is probably the most restricted as far as allocations are concerned. Stepan has done a very good job with keeping us up with a pretty substantial amount of raw material to deal with there. And that's what goes into our Spray and Go and the Eric 75 and a couple of the ready-to-use products, because you get your most bang for the buck with the ready-to-use product versus the concentrates. And then Lonza, which we have a few registrations with Lonza. Fortunately, they don't have any allocations at all that we're aware of. But one of these three companies has announced a price increase, and what that means, more than likely, that all jump on the bandwagon as far as the price increase is concerned. I think I talked last week about colored caps. These are some examples. Caps are getting fairly difficult to find. A lot of the big producers are buying millions and millions of caps, so the supply chain is becoming rather restricted. So you may see some of your orders come with a green cap or a yellow cap or a black cap. And I'm sorry for that, but we figured it's better to supply you with product than worry about the color of the caps itself. One of the things we're going to put out in a link that'll be below this video on the page where we're going to post it up is a generic version of this pathogen control manual. And one of the reasons we're doing the generic version is there's a lot of people that watch our videos that are not necessarily customers of ours. When I was president of the ISSA, I went out of my way to connect with as many people as I could on LinkedIn. So I have over 1,000 connections on LinkedIn, and they are part of the group that gets the email notification when these videos are done. We send it to our customer base, and we also send it to my social network connections via the LinkedIn list. So I want to offer to the people that aren't customers of ours, and maybe they'll become customers of ours, a generic version of this. And this sheet, if you haven't seen it already, if you haven't requested or downloaded it, it goes through the different procedures of how to properly disinfect facilities, different surfaces, talks about touch surfaces, difference between spraying disinfectants versus mopping with a bucket, talks about dwell times, talks about touch surfaces, and all that. In our version of this brochure, there's a whole section that talks about specifically our products. So we're going to make a generic version that doesn't have any specific product recommendations, particularly ours. So you could use it in your facility, your company. This is something that typically is posted up in maybe the cleaning closet or given out as part of a training material. So we're going to make this available for you again in a generic version. The videos are, as I said at the beginning, getting very, very good comments on it, and particularly good viewing numbers. I have one video in particular, the one where we talked about the electrostatic sprayers, that we have over 10,000 views on. So thanks again for that. If you haven't seen that particular one, you can get that link at the website where this weekly one's being posted up. I have a comment from President number 2, Donald Trump's back there, the one with a mask on, but this version of Donald Trump, the president, doesn't require a mask because he's already social distanced himself inside this container. But the clothes off, because I know some of you like when the president makes a special appearance on the videos. Let's see what he has to say today.
Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I appreciate that comment, and I agree with it 100%. God bless America. Thank you very much for tuning in. See you next week.